Hello, hello. Welcome to Top Shelf Backpacking. Today we're out here near Starvation Creek in the Columbia River Gorge. The plan of hiking the Mount Defiance loop should be about a little over 12 miles, though I added a little bit by starting by hiking up the 0.1 miles to see Starvation Creek Falls. The first 3/4 mile of this trail parallels Highway 84, so you can probably hear the cars behind me. Sometimes you're right up next to it. And then a good chunk of it you're off a little ways. A couple waterfalls you see along the way. Cabin Creek Falls, beautiful little spot there right on the trail. And then there is Hole in the Wall Falls, which we'll come to here soon. And that is where we start switchbacking our way up 5,000 feet to the top of Mount Defiance. I'll see you all out here on trail. Made it to the loop junction. We're gonna hike the loop part counterclockwise, so we'll come back down that way before we connect over. So far it's a beautiful cold November morning here. Views of my nemesis Wind Mountain, Dog Mountain there in the clouds. A couple people out here on trail so far. So far it's a beautiful morning. Climbed our first 1,000 feet of elevation. We're about just shy of 2 miles in so far. Definitely steep. A few years ago, friends Josh and Isabel did the Triple D challenge, which is Dog, Defiance, and Devil's Rest all in one day. So far this year I've hiked Devil's Rest and Dog Mountain. You can find those videos on the channel here. So I'm trying to do it all in 1 year. Doing it in 1 day sounds worse than repeatedly slamming my balls on a door. And so far, even just climbing Defiance here might seem worse than that. I was warned, it's just like Dog Mountain, slightly steeper and way longer. And so far, it is proving as such, but we're taking our time. We do only have, 6 or 7 more hours of daylight, but we've got headlamps and flashlights and things. I do have overnight gear, push come to shove, kind of basic stuff. But yeah, we're just going to keep on keeping on, taking breaks when we need to, and eventually we will find our way to the top. In the meantime, I will see you all out here on trail. Made it up to our first ridge. Awfully windy here, but levels out for like a 1/4 mile, which is a nice break. A little over 2.5 miles in. Definitely taking lots of breaks. Do have a cutoff time to get to the top at 1 o'clock, just so I'm not hiking for hours in the dark kind of thing. The incline's been kicking my butt, but we got a first little view of Mount St. Helens in the distance there. Still got about 1.5 miles to the top. Hopefully slow and steady here will get us there. Just popped out to this hazy but incredible viewpoint. St. Helens out there. I want to say Stevenson in the distance. Elevation still kicking my butt. We've got about 40 minutes to make this final mile to make the cutoff. So hopefully we can push and get there. Just got my first view of Mount Adams there, covered in snow. Beautiful view. Little foggy out, but still got some awesome views out here. Just hit the cutoff here, so we will hike up to the summit and then we'll return back and continue our loop. It is now 1 p.m. Officially at our cutoff. Not to the top yet, but we're less than a 1/4 mile to go. So we will push on. So I do have headlamps and things, so hopefully don't need to use them coming down. But I'm not going to get this close and not get that summit, even though I'm in the clouds. Probably not great views, but got to check this off the list. So final 1/4 mile push to the summit. First little glimpses of snow. Glad I'm hiking this when I am. Want to try to get in October, just vacation and everything got in the way there. So getting to the top here before everything's covered in snow, but still kicking my butt, slow and steady. Made it to the summit. Sweet view of these radio or cell towers. No view anywhere else, unfortunately. So I guess I'll just have to take the Explorer up here sometime. So there's a road all the way up here. But I'm going to do a quick lap of the parking lot. And due to time, we will not be stopping the heat water and everything at this point. But we will start our descent back down trail. We'll see you all on the way down. Made it back to our connector trail here. So now we continue our loop counterclockwise. So we're at basically the halfway point mileage wise. Past the halfway point of up, thankfully. So hopefully we get a nice cruisy 6 miles back to the car. Little view of Dog Mountain below us there. So far it's been kind of rocky, a little slow going here, but we're making a good pace down trail. Down here next to Warren Lake and a few little campsites. Going to stop and filter some water so we can top off and then make the final, I think 5 miles back down to the trailhead. Eight miles in, starting to get pretty cruisy, last mile or so. I expect it will start to get kind of steep again, slow down a little bit, but so far we're making pretty good time back down trail toward the trailhead. We're going to continue on the Starvation Ridge Trail here. Got about 3.5 miles till we're back at the trailhead. Finally getting some views of the Columbia again. So we should have less than 3 miles to go here. Definitely slow going coming down here, just due to how steep things are. Got passed by a couple day hikers and a trail runner. chances are good on the last guy out here on trail. So we're kind of going slow and steady, because it is awfully slippery, especially with all the leaves and everything out here. But in the next probably 45 minutes, I'll strap on the headlamp. But hopefully we're not more than another hour and a half out here on trail. Just over 2 miles to go. .7 to the connector trail, and then about another mile, maybe 0.7, back to the trailhead. Just climbed up from Cabin Creek, a couple hundred feet of elevation gain. Just about broke me after 4,800 feet. Why is there 200 more? But I was graced with this beautiful view, and far as I can tell from my elevation map, once I get over this, it's all downhill from there. Thank goodness. The next half mile or so, I got to lose enough elevation to get down to the road level, which is way down there. So I assume this will be a fairly steep descent. We're back at the trail junction, so I want to say about a mile or so. We'll be back to the paved part and not too terribly long, so I'll see you here for the final push. Made it back to the paved trail. It is 3/4 of a mile back to the trailhead, which will put us at just shy of 12.5 miles, 5,000 feet of elevation gain. One of the hardest hikes I've ever done. Probably should have done some kind of prep for it. I mean, I've been staying active, but not that kind of elevation. And with the slippery leaves and all of that, just made things a little tough. But if you're looking to try it yourself, you can find more information at topshelfbackpacking.com. And I will sign off here. Until I see you all again, cheers.